God create you for a reason? God created you for a reason. You are not here by chance, nor are you the result of a random occurrence. From the moment of your existence, you were intricately designed with a purpose that is unique to you. Every detail of your life, every talent, every strength, and even every challenge you face plays a role in a much greater plan. There are no accidents in creation. Everything that exists has a purpose, and that includes you. Look around at the world we live in. The sun rises and sets at its appointed time, the stars follow their ordained paths, and the seasons change in perfect harmony. If the universe itself is governed by divine order, how much more intentional do you think God was when He created you? You were not placed on this earth without a purpose. There is a reason you were born in this time, in this place, with your specific gifts and abilities. The problem is that many people go through life feeling lost, uncertain of why they are here. They search for meaning in temporary things, in success, in wealth, in relationships, only to find themselves feeling empty. The truth is, fulfillment does not come from worldly achievements. It comes from understanding and living out the purpose for which you were created. You may have moments where you feel insignificant, where you wonder if your life truly matters. Perhaps you've faced failures, disappointments, or even heartbreak, and in those moments of struggle, you question if you have any real purpose at all. But let me tell you, even in the darkest seasons, your purpose has not disappeared. God's plan for you does not change because of your circumstances. If anything, the trials you endure are shaping you, preparing you for the very reason you were placed here. Think about the greatest figures in history, the ones who made a lasting impact. Many of them faced hardships and failures before they stepped into their calling. You may not see it now, but the challenges you are going through are not meant to break you. They are meant to build you into the person you were created to be. Sometimes the reason people struggle to find their purpose is that they are too focused on comparing themselves to others. They look at what someone else is doing and think, if only I had their talents, their opportunities, or their life, then I would have meaning. But God did not create you to be a copy of someone else. He created you with a specific purpose that only you can fulfill. You have unique gifts, unique experiences, and a unique calling that no one else can accomplish in the exact way you can. When you stop trying to be like everyone else and start embracing who you were created to be, that is when you step into the fullness of your divine purpose. One of the most powerful things you can do is to seek the reason for which you were created. This is not something that happens overnight. It is a journey, a process of growth, faith, and trust. You may not have all the answers right now, and that is okay. Purpose is revealed over time, often through the small steps of obedience, through acts of kindness, through serving others, and through staying faithful even when the path is unclear. It is in those moments of trust, in the willingness to walk forward even when you cannot see the whole picture, that you begin to uncover the greater reason behind your existence. There is a reason you are here. There is a reason you have been given the strengths you have, the passions that burn in your heart, and even the struggles you have faced. Nothing about you is random. Your life has significance. No matter where you are right now, no matter what your past looks like, your future is filled with purpose. Do not waste time believing the lie that you are not enough, that you do not matter, or that you were created without meaning. The very fact that you are breathing right now is proof that your purpose is not finished. You were created for something greater than you realize, and when you embrace that truth, your life will never be the same. Life does not always go the way we expect. We make plans, set goals, and envision a future for ourselves, but often things take unexpected turns. Dreams seem to fall apart, doors close, and challenges arise that shake our confidence. In those moments, it is easy to question whether there is any purpose behind what we are going through. We wonder if we are truly on the right path or if we have somehow been forgotten. But faith in the plan means trusting that even when we do not understand, even when things do not make sense, there is a greater purpose at work. God is not surprised by the detours in our lives. He sees the full picture when we only see a small part. Having faith in the plan requires us to believe that there is meaning behind every season, even the difficult ones. It is easy to trust when everything is going well, when doors are opening, and when life seems to be unfolding the way we hoped. But real faith is tested in the moments when nothing seems to be working out, when prayers feel unanswered, and when we feel like we are walking in the dark. Those are the times when we must hold on to the truth that God's plan is still in motion, even if we cannot see it yet. Just because we do not have immediate clarity does not mean there is no direction. Sometimes we try to force things to happen in our own way and in our own timing. We become impatient, thinking that if something does not happen right now, it never will. But faith in the plan means surrendering control and trusting that everything will come together at the right time. Just like a seed planted in the ground does not immediately sprout into a tree, our purpose takes time to unfold. Growth happens beneath the surface before it becomes visible. When we trust in the plan, we understand that delays are not denials. What may feel like a setback is often preparation for something greater. One of the hardest things about having faith in the plan is dealing with disappointment. There are moments in life when we face rejection, loss, or unexpected changes that leave us feeling hopeless. We might have prayed for something, worked tirelessly for a goal, or invested our heart into a dream only to see it slip away. In those moments, it is easy to question if there is any plan at all. But faith reminds us that even disappointments have a purpose. Sometimes what we think is the best path for us is not actually what we need. A closed door is not the end of the story, it is simply redirection. What seems like a loss is often making room for something better. We see countless examples of this in life. How many times have we looked back on situations and realized that what once seemed like a failure was actually a blessing in disguise? The job that did not work out, the relationship that ended, the opportunity that fell through at the time, they felt devastated. But later we often find ourselves in a better place, grateful for the way things turned out. That is what faith in the plan is all about. It's about believing in the unseen, holding on to hope even when circumstances seem bleak, and trusting that every piece of the journey is leading us somewhere meaningful. Faith does not mean we will never face challenges. It does not mean the path will always be smooth or that we will always get what we want. But it does mean that we can walk through life with confidence, knowing that we are being guided by a purpose greater than our own understanding. It means that even in our weakest moments, we are not alone. There's a hand leading us, shaping us, and preparing us for what is ahead. When we embrace this truth, we stop living in fear and start living with assurance. We stop worrying about every little detail and begin to trust that things will fall into place in the right way and at the right time. The journey of life is not meant to be walked with uncertainty and fear. Faith in the plan allows us to move forward even when we do not have all the answers. It gives us peace in the waiting, strength in the struggle, and hope for the future. No matter where you are right now, no matter how uncertain things may seem, trust that there is a plan for your life. It may not always look the way you imagine, but it is always leading you towards something greater than you can see. Keep walking, keep believing, and hold on to the truth that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Doubt is something every person faces at some point in life. It creeps into our minds when things do not go as planned, when we face failure, when we feel unqualified, or when we simply do not see the results we were hoping for. It whispers that we are not good enough, that we are not capable, and that maybe we are on the wrong path altogether. Doubt can be powerful, but it does not have to control us. Overcoming doubt is not about never feeling uncertain. It is about choosing to move forward despite it. It is about refusing to let fear and uncertainty stop us from stepping into the purpose we were created for. Many people believe that having doubt means they lack faith, but that is not true. Faith is not the absence of doubt. It is the decision to trust even when doubt is present. Some of the most successful, influential, and inspiring people in history struggled with doubt, yet they chose to move forward. They did not let their uncertainty stop them from taking action. The difference between those who fulfill their purpose and those who remain stuck is not the absence of doubt, but the willingness to push through it. Doubt often comes from focusing too much on our weaknesses. We look at what we lack, at our past mistakes, at the things we are not good at, and we convince ourselves that we are not enough. But the truth is, no one is perfect. No one starts out feeling completely ready or fully capable. Growth happens in the process. Confidence is built by taking action, not by waiting until we feel fully prepared. If we wait until we no longer have doubt before we take a step forward, we will never move at all. Overcoming doubt requires us to trust that we are equipped with everything we need for the journey ahead, even if we cannot see it yet. Another source of doubt is comparison. In today's world, it is easy to look at others and feel like we are falling behind. We see people who seem more successful, more talented, or more accomplished, and we wonder if we will ever measure up. But comparison is one of the quickest ways to kill confidence. Everyone has their own path, their own timeline, and their own purpose. Just because someone else seems ahead does not mean we are behind. Just because someone else is excelling in one area does not mean we are failing. We were not created to live someone else's story. We were created to live our own. The moment we stop comparing and start focusing on our own growth is the moment we begin to overcome doubt. Doubt also grows when we dwell too much on past failures. We remember the times we tried and didn't succeed, and we allow those memories to define our future. But failure is not proof that we are not capable. It is proof that we are learning. Every person who has ever achieved something significant has faced failure along the way. What separates them is that they did not let failure stop them. They saw failure as a lesson, a stepping stone, rather than a final defeat. If we can shift our perspective and see setbacks as part of the process rather than as proof that we are not good enough, doubt will begin to lose its power over us. One of the most effective ways to overcome doubt is to take action. Fear and doubt thrive in inaction. The more we hesitate, the more we allow negative thoughts to take control. But when we take even a small step forward, we prove to ourselves that we are capable. We build momentum, and each step forward makes the next step easier. Confidence is not something we wait for, it is something we build through movement. Doubt is normal, but it does not have to define us. It does not have to dictate our choices or hold us back from pursuing our purpose. We have the ability to rise above it, to trust in something greater than our fears, and to step forward even when we feel uncertain. The greatest achievements, the most fulfilling lives, and the most impactful journeys are not built by those who never had doubt, but by those who chose to move forward despite it. No matter what doubts you face, remember that you are stronger than you think, more capable than you realize, and created for a purpose greater than your fears. Keep going, keep believing, and refuse to let doubt win. Every person has an impact on others, whether they realize it or not. The way we speak, act, and live our lives influences those around us in ways we may never fully understand. We were not created to exist in isolation. Our words can uplift or discourage, our actions can inspire or harm, and our presence can bring comfort or chaos. Every interaction we have leaves an imprint, and the choices we make each day contribute to the kind of impact we have on the world. It is easy to think that only certain people, leaders, celebrities, or public figures have the power to influence others. But the truth is, influence is not about status or popularity. It is about how we treat people in our everyday lives. A kind word to a struggling friend, a helping hand to a stranger, or even a simple act of patience can change someone's day in ways we may never see. The impact we have on others is often found in the small moments, the choices we make when no one is watching, and the way we carry ourselves through life. Many times people underestimate their ability to make a difference. They assume that because they are not in a position of power, their actions do not matter. But history is filled with stories of ordinary individuals who changed lives through simple yet powerful actions. A teacher who encourages a student, a neighbor who offers support, a friend who listens. These are the moments that shape people. We do not need a platform or a large audience to make an impact. All we need is the willingness to be intentional with our words and actions. One of the most powerful ways we influence others is through our example. People do not just listen to what we say, they watch how we live. If we want to inspire kindness, we must show kindness. If we want to encourage others to have faith, we must live with faith. If we want to bring hope, we must carry ourselves with hope. Our lives are a reflection of what we believe, and others take notice. Sometimes the greatest impact we have is not through what we say, but through the way we live. Even our struggles and challenges can have a positive effect on others. When we overcome difficulties, when we refuse to give up, when we keep moving forward despite adversity, we inspire those around us to do the same. People connect with honesty and authenticity. When we share our experiences, both the victories and the hardships, we remind others that they are not alone. Our ability to keep going, to push through doubt and fear, gives others the courage to do the same in their own lives. At times we may feel like our impact is small, like our efforts go unnoticed. But the truth is, we may never fully see the ripple effect of our actions. A simple word of encouragement may stay with someone for years. A small act of kindness may be the turning point in someone's life. The way we choose to live each day is shaping the lives of those around us, whether we realize it or not. We must be mindful of the kind of impact we are having. Are we speaking words that build up or words that tear down? Are we living in a way that reflects love, kindness, and faith, or are we adding to negativity and discouragement? Every day presents opportunities to influence others for the better. A smile, a kind gesture, a moment of patience, these things may seem small, but they can have a lasting impact. The world is filled with challenges and many people are struggling. But each of us has the power to bring light into someone's life. We have the ability to encourage, to support, and to uplift. Our impact is not measured by the number of people we reach, but by the depth of the difference we make in even one life. If we live with intention, with kindness, and with a heart for others, we will leave behind a legacy that goes far beyond what we can see. The impact we have may not always be immediate or visible, but it is real and it matters. Each of us has been given the ability to make a difference, one person, one moment, and one choice at a time. Obstacles are an unavoidable part of life. No one goes through life without facing challenges, setbacks, and moments of struggle. It is easy to view obstacles as barriers meant to stop us, but in reality, they are essential for growth. Every difficulty we encounter has the potential to shape us, strengthen us, and prepare us for what is ahead. Growth does not happen in comfort. It happens in the moments when we are stretched beyond what we thought we could handle, when we are forced to push past our limits, and when we choose to keep going despite the difficulties. It is natural to feel frustrated when things do not go as planned. We work hard, we set goals, and we have expectations for how life should unfold. But then challenges arise and suddenly everything feels uncertain. In those moments, it is easy to wonder if we are on the wrong path. We question whether we are strong enough, whether we are capable, or whether we should even keep trying. But what if the obstacles we face are not meant to stop us, but to develop us? What if the very things we see as problems are actually opportunities for growth? Some of the greatest lessons in life come through struggle. When everything is easy, there is little motivation to change, improve, or grow. It is only when we are faced with difficulties that we are forced to dig deeper, to develop resilience, and to discover strengths we never knew we had. Obstacles push us beyond our comfort zones. They force us to become more creative, to work harder, and to trust the process even when the outcome is unclear. Growth does not happen when everything is going smoothly. It happens when we learn to navigate the tough moments. Think about the strongest people you know. They are not strong because they have never faced difficulties. They are strong because they have endured challenges and have come out on the other side. Every person who has achieved something significant has had to overcome obstacles. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not the absence of challenges, but the ability to keep moving forward despite them. Every time we push through a difficulty, we become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the future. Failure is often seen as something negative, but in reality, it is one of the greatest teachers. When we fail, we learn, we gain experience, we understand what does not work, and we are given the opportunity to try again with more wisdom. Many of the most successful people in history faced failure before they reached success. The key was that they did not let their obstacles define them. They saw failure as part of the process, not as the end of the journey. Growth comes from learning to rise after falling, from choosing to keep going even when the path is difficult. There are times when obstacles feel overwhelming, when it seems like there is no way forward. But every challenge carries within it the potential for transformation. What seems impossible today may become the very thing that strengthens us tomorrow. Sometimes the struggles we face are preparing us for something greater than we can see. The difficulties we endure are shaping us into the person we need to become in order to fulfill our purpose. Without challenges, we would remain the same, never reaching our full potential. One of the most powerful things we can do is change our perspective on obstacles. Instead of seeing them as something to fear, we can choose to see them as opportunities for growth. Every challenge we face is a chance to become stronger, to develop character, and to learn valuable lessons. When we shift our mindset and embrace difficulties as part of the journey, we stop seeing them as roadblocks and start seeing them as stepping stones. Life will always bring challenges, but we have the choice in how we respond. We can let obstacles defeat us, or we can use them as fuel to keep moving forward. Growth is not always easy, and the process can be painful, but it is always worth it. The struggles we face today are shaping us into the person we are meant to be. If we embrace the journey, trust the process, and refuse to give up, we will find that every obstacle we overcome is leading us to something greater. Life moves quickly, and it is easy to get caught up in the routine of daily responsibilities, distractions, and obligations. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and before we know it, time has passed without us truly being present. Living with intention means making a conscious choice to be aware of how we spend our time, energy, and attention. It is about aligning our actions with our values, making deliberate choices, and ensuring that our lives reflect what truly matters to us. Without intention, it is easy to drift, allowing life to happen to us instead of actively shaping it. Living with intention begins with clarity. It requires taking a step back to reflect on what is truly important. What do we value most? What kind of impact do we want to have? What kind of person do we want to become? Without answering these questions, it is easy to go through life reacting instead of creating. Too often, people chase things that do not truly fulfill them: money, success, approval, only to find themselves feeling empty. But when we live with intention, we focus on what brings real meaning and purpose. We stop wasting energy on things that do not align with our deeper purpose and start directing our efforts toward what truly matters. Intentional living also means taking responsibility for our choices. It is easy to blame circumstances, other people, or past experiences for where we are in life. But the truth is, we have more control than we often realize. Every day we make choices: how we spend our time, what we focus on, how we treat others, and how we respond to challenges. Living with intention means recognizing that our choices shape our future. It means refusing to live on autopilot and instead making deliberate decisions that align with our goals and values. One of the greatest challenges to living with intention is distraction. The world is filled with noise, social media, entertainment, endless tasks, and outside opinions that constantly pull our attention in different directions. If we are not careful, we can spend our days consumed by things that do not add real value to our lives. Living with intention requires discipline. It means setting boundaries, focusing on what truly matters, and making space for the things that bring fulfillment and growth. It means choosing purpose over distraction, quality over quantity, and meaning over momentary satisfaction. Living with intention is not about perfection, it is about awareness. There will be times when we fall into old habits, when we lose focus, or when we struggle to stay on track. But the key is to keep coming back to what matters. It is about regularly pausing to ask ourselves, am I living in a way that aligns with my values? Am I making choices that reflect my purpose? If the answer is no, we have the power to adjust, to refocus, and to start again. Intentional living is a continuous process, not a destination. Another essential part of living with intention is being fully present. Too often, people live in the past, dwelling on regrets, or in the future, constantly worried about what is to come. But life is happening now. The moments we have today will never come again. Living with intention means appreciating the present, being fully engaged in our relationships, and valuing the time we have. It means slowing down, truly listening to others, and making meaningful connections. It means choosing gratitude over frustration and focusing on what we have rather than what we lack. Living with intention also requires courage. It means being willing to go against the current, to make choices that may not always be popular, and to follow a path that aligns with our deepest calling. It means saying no to things that do not serve us and yes to things that challenge us to grow. It means living with integrity, making decisions based on what is right rather than what is easy, and being willing to stand firm in our values. Ultimately, living with intention leads to a life of fulfillment. It allows us to look back without regret, knowing that we did not simply exist, but truly lived. It gives us the peace of knowing that our days were spent in a way that mattered. When we live with intention, we no longer let life happen to us. We take control, we shape our future, and we create a life that is rich with meaning and purpose. Every day is an opportunity to live intentionally, to make a difference, and to align our actions with the life we were meant to live.